Hey, brothers and sisters. I had a dream this morning, early in the morning. I could not sleep. I went to bed praying last night as usual. I usually read and go to bed, well, pray and go to bed. But for some reason last night, after I made the video about Jesus Christ being Lord, being God, I had a lot of people getting mad at me saying that he's not God, but it doesn't change the fact that it's truth. He's God. So I woke up with a lot of hate this morning, and it doesn't bother me whatsoever. But I had a dream, and it's going to be so difficult for me to explain, and I'm going to try my hardest. So please, please, please bear with me. I'm gonna try my hardest to explain this, and it has to do, I always have, and I know a lot of us have multiple moon dreams, and last night or this morning again. I want to say, I should have checked the time, but I believe it was like around 4 or 5 something that I had this dream. I was trying to sleep, as I said, I couldn't sleep, but I never checked the time to see. So anyway, this is the way the dream started. If I'm looking up, it's because I'm trying to memorize. I'm trying to remember everything, and I don't want to lose. I want to remember every single thing for you guys. I want to remember every word, every detail. So anyway, so it happened. It was nighttime, and it seemed like as if I was in my backyard. And in my backyard, I'm going to go show y'all in a minute. I'm in my garage right now because it's very loud where I live. In my backyard, I have a tree. And for some reason in the dream, my tree was younger. It was way smaller than what it is right now. And at night, the way that my house is set up, if I come out the door, my front door, I'm looking towards the east. And then late at night, if I'm in my backyard, I look up to the sky, I can see, I'll show y'all in a minute. Anyway, you know, the moon and stuff. So in my dream, it was nighttime. I'm sitting in my backyard underneath this tree, and my husband's out there with me, and I see this one moon. I see a moon, and it's covered by some clouds, and I like to look at the clouds a lot. I like to look, you know, at the sunset. I like to look at the moon. And so this is nothing new for me when I'm out there looking at the moon. And then all of a sudden I turn to my left, and then I see another moon, but on the opposite side of what I'm looking at. And then I was thinking to myself, I was like, okay, that's really weird. How is there a moon here? But I just saw the moon. I was like, well, maybe I'm seeing things. So I turned back around to see, and there was the moon. I was looking at a moon. So I was like, oh, okay, that's weird. And then I looked on another side of me, on the left side and there was another moon. And I'm seeing these multiple moons pop up. And I was like, and me and my husband start looking at each other like, what is going on? Like, why is there so many moons? And all of a sudden, all these clouds, all the clouds that were blocking the way of the moon, now the sky is dark, and now it's filled with so many, I want to say moons. But, and I say moons because they look like full moons, and they were all bright. And then now all of a sudden, all across the sky, I see so many planets, so many all over. And me and my husband were in awe. We were like, what is going on? What is going on? And then all of a sudden, I wake up. I was having a dream inside my dream, and I woke up from that dream. That was a dream I was having. And the funny thing is, as I was telling this dream, I was sitting under my tree in my backyard, and I was talking to, I don't know if you watched the channel Andrea. Oh man, I have to post her channel below. And I was explaining to her my dream, and she was like, what? And she's like, it happened at 3 o'clock, didn't it? 3 o'clock in the morning. She was like, I know it happened at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I said, yeah, as a matter of fact, it did. It happened at 3 o'clock in the morning. And as I was saying that, this 3 focused, I could see this 3 focused in my view. And then I guess I was done talking, speaking to Sister Andrea. I was done speaking with her. And then the three disappeared. Then all of a sudden I'm sitting here underneath my tree, and my phone that I have, I can delete objects, whatever unwanted objects I want after I take pictures or whatever, I can delete them. And so I have my phone up to the sky as if I was recording the moon or the sky. So as I said, after I had this dream, inside my dream, I was already sitting up underneath my tree looking up at the moon. And then as I had my phone up recording, the tree was kind of in my way. So I go into my camera and I go and delete the tree from out of my way, so I can look past the tree and I can see the sky. I can see the moon and I can see the clouds and stuff. So as I look as it deletes it, and in my camera I can see in the sky this it was very cloudy, very, very cloudy, but in the midst of the clouds I could see like this moon, but it wasn't a moon. As it continues to move, it's a black and white planet. And I'm like, we don't have black and white planets. I'll show you the planet that I'm talking about though. And it was a striped black and white planet, but behind this moon. And I was like, that is so weird. I was like, what is that? And I'm saying this in my dream and I'm recording it at the same time with my phone. I was like, what is that? And as the clouds continue to move out of the way, now I see this black and white planet. And I'm like, oh, I gasp and I just drop my phone and I'm like, I start freaking out because I'm looking around now. These are not clouds that is covering the planet. It was like almost like when houses catch fire, thick smoke. It was like a thick darkness, like what the Bible talks about. It was a really, if you look at it real close in my dream, it was like a thick darkness. Like literally if you walked into it, you would suffocate automatically. But it was a thick darkness and it was coming to our way, where I was at slowly, like it was slowly forming and slowly coming towards our way. I don't know if you have kids or if you play video games, a game called Fortnite. And Fortnite, it has this storm, this purple storm, and slowly closes in on you. And you have to run away from the storm. And so this is what was going on in my dream, but except it was thick black smoke. I want to say smoke, but it wasn't smoke. It's hard to explain this darkness. But I saw this darkness after I deleted the tree. After I deleted the tree, then I was able to see through the clouds. And I saw this black and white planet. And then I saw the black darkness coming over the thing everywhere, and it made me drop my phone. And in my dream I knew what it was, and I was like, oh no, I gotta go tell everybody. I gotta tell them. And I didn't say it was smoke in my dream, and I didn't say there was fires, but I kept saying in my dream, I gotta go tell them. I gotta go tell them. I have to. And in my dream, I was so frantic to go urgently warn people from their houses, get out, get out. You have to get out right now. Get out. We have to leave. We have to leave. And as this thick, gross darkness was coming towards our way, I ran to my back door. But the funny thing is, it was not my back door. In my dream, I knew, I can see that I was in my backyard, but it wasn't my house. It was my grandma's house. But none of my grandma's houses look like this. So it was really weird. In my dream, I knew it was my grandma's house, but it was none of my grandma's houses. I grabbed a rock because I was not, I guess because since I didn't live there, I don't know why the door was locked. So I grabbed a rock and I was banging the windows, breaking them open so I can stick my hand in to yell for everybody to get out. I was yelling, I was saying, and then I see my mom or I see somebody and I tell her, I said, we have to go now. We have to tell them. We have to tell them. That's all I kept saying. I have to go. I told her, I have to go tell them. I have to go tell them. I kept telling my mom this. I have to go tell them. And then she was kind of not not frantic, but she was calm. She was like, okay, well, I'll take you. And I said, no, I have to go now. I have to go now. I have to go tell them. And I felt like she was moving too slow for me. I needed to go ASAP. I needed to go warn these people that were about to head into like the danger that was coming at them in their houses that they didn't know. It was dark. It was nighttime outside. They didn't know what was coming their way. But in my spirit, in my dream, I said, I have to go tell them now. I need to go warn them to get out now. And then she was like, okay, well, I understand how you feel. And so I was just gone. I was like, okay, bye, Mom. I can't, you know, you're moving too slow for me. I was like, I have to go now. And so before I was about to run out, I have to tell y'all this. My dad passed 4 years ago. And in my dream, whether y'all believe me or not, it's not it bothers me when people say it's a familiar spirit, but I understand what a familiar spirit is. In my dreams, my dad usually represents the Lord Jesus. I'm not saying he's Jesus. I'm not saying my dad's Jesus. He represents, because he was the head of our household. And in my dream, he always acts as completely different than when my dad acted. So I always knew, and he was always taller in my dreams. But anyway, so in my dream, I see my dad come out of nowhere, and as I was about to go warn everybody, he goes and looks out into the world. He's looking out into the storm. And he is beyond sad. I can't even describe it. I can't describe it. It was as if he just saw somebody die. He put his head down and he was so heartbroken and sad. And he was looking out into the world. And I knew in my dream it was because of what was about to happen to the world. My dad was so sad. His heart was breaking. His head was down. And I looked at him and I was like, Dad, I know. I said, I'm sorry, Dad. I know how you feel. I know you're tired. I kept telling him that. I know you're tired. And I grabbed and he just kept looking at me. He kept looking out into the world, like where this storm was coming. And I want to cry because he was so heartbroken beyond words. I cannot describe. He just didn't say a word. He was just like disappointed, sad, hurt, heartbroken. And I grabbed his hand and I said, we can't stay here, Dad. We can't stay here. We have to go now. We have to go. And I was trying to I grabbed his hand very gently and tried to like coerce him towards me. Like, we have to go. We can't stay here, Dad. We can't stay here. We have to go. And my dad wasn't older at all. So I was talking to him in a gentle voice, but my dad wasn't older at all. He passed at a younger age, 60, like 64. That's young to me. But, so I grabbed his hand and I said, we have to go. And it was like he didn't want to leave the world like that. He didn't want to leave the world. He didn't want to see it to happen like that, but he knew that he couldn't stay. He knew that that he had to leave. So before I went to go warn everybody about the danger that was supposed to come, I ended up waking up from my dream. And I didn't sleep all night. I came home from work around almost 2 o'clock. I tried to take a nap, and even then I could not sleep. And all I kept thinking about is my dream. I don't know what the Lord wants me to warn. If y'all get this, I pray that, I know some of y'all will. And I'm going to tag I'm going to tag Andrea to this, because she was in my dream and she was the one that was telling me it happened at 3 o'clock in the morning, didn't it? And I said, yes, it did. She's like, and I said, yeah, as a matter of fact, it did happen at 3 o'clock. And I don't know why I dreamt about her. I do watch her videos from time to time, but it's not like I binge watch them, but I do watch her videos from time to time. So it was weird that I dreamt about her. But anyway, yeah, guys, that was my dream. I have to tell you, I had to put it out, and I kept yelling in my dream. And in my dream, had an urgency. I have to go tell these people. I have to get them out of their houses. They need to get out. They need to leave. They need to leave. They need to get out. And like I said in my dream, my dad was very heartbroken and sad and didn't want to see the world like that, like where the storm was coming from. He knew beyond the storm what happened, and he was hurt, and he saw the storm was coming towards us. And I kept telling him, we can't stay. We got to go now. We got to go now. We got to go now, Dad. And I grabbed him by his hand, and I don't want to keep, you know, telling you the dream, but it's just, I don't know. Guys, again, I had that dream today. Today is November, oh man, I should have had the day before. Oh, November 29, 2022. But I love you, brothers and sisters. I pray that you pray on this. I pray to the Holy Spirit. It's been all day since I've had this dream, and I pray, like, Lord, help me to explain this dream in a way and not forget anything. And if I do forget something, I'll come back out and make, you know, a short video about it. But I pray that I got everything. I pray that I said everything the correct way. But I pray that y'all also have a blessed day. And I pray and I pray and I pray and I pray. I love you guys. Have a blessed day.